in the shed effort and the blender effort. Uh, the exercise, I had this kind of done before. The exercise is to use PBR mapping and texture atlases and stuff, yada, yada, yada. So, what I'm going to show is these. If you go to shading, they're just simple. I'm just picking out an image, and that's what it looks like. It doesn't look too bad, really, for what I'm doing. All right, the next thing is these guys. Let's see if we can show that. Okay, hold on a second. Go to object. This is just a texture map, right? We're in object now. If you click on these guys, those guys, the brackets, go to bracket, those guys, they are all coming from this shed texture. I've got these kind of things added to it. It's all, the scale is all small. They're all separate. So like the brackets are one, the beams are another, except for these outer two. But let's go to one of those and go to UV editing. All right, and A. Okay, okay. So a couple of things. One thing, we're way off. Go to tab. Go back to object. Let's go to the cement first. That's easier. The cement says shed textures. If there are 9 of those, it says PBR concrete. I hit tab to go to, and then I hit all. That's showing all surfaces of that. And just make sure. Shed textures PNG, shed textures PNG, and right there they are. Not sure why it didn't, like why that all versus that all. Sometimes I don't understand something. Over here, when you first start doing it, if you hit all here, it translates to there. So it's like the top and bottom and the sides, and they're all just mapped there. I could, if I wanted to, I could put it on that one, but you put it on metal if you wanted to, but let's leave it there. All right, and whatever, I'm not going to dork with it. We'll set the scale on that to 0.05. And I'm not really adjusting the roughness. I'm just keeping it the same. I mean, it looks like concrete to me. I'm happy. All right. These guys are different. I tried putting them on here, but I couldn't get it to work just because it's like long and skinny, and maybe the textures are too big. Maybe I should have, done what was in the class, where you take a picture of an entire board and you lay it on it. I think that's the key. Since I didn't do that, I tried using these texture coordinates. But if you look, that's image 3261. So if you go over here to image 3261, that's this thing. So if I hit tab A, it's on that. Okay. So that's where he's loading in on, those are the surfaces. If I were just to hit this surface there, that's that guy. And if I A G, it's a little weird, like I would have expected him. If I put a black, it'd be black right there, but he's not. Whatever, I don't know. But the one thing I want to say is, according to the great Chat GPT, it's saying if you're trying to do this kind of style and they're getting stretched, you need to add this mapping where you can change the scale and the generated, and then I could set that to a tube or whatever, yada yada yada. Anyway, so that's that. I'm not gonna. It's like I'm not wanting to dwell on it. This one is done a little differently, but he's still one of these textures instead of the bigger texture. So that's that. I did the grass, which is currently not selectable. So, okay, let's turn this off. Let's turn this one on. That was the original that's got the weird, it's got like stuff coming from top and bottom, and it's very dense, and that was where I was trying to do that originally. Let's go to shading for a second on that. And what is this? It's set for 3261. Let's change that. By the way, is there anybody? Let's make the. Oh, it's set currently as PBR beam on ground one. So I know that's ground one testing. Let's do this. I mean, it's weird. I don't know what that. Originally, I think I just copied and didn't make it unique. But we'll change this just to give it a grass. So that was essentially, it was something like that. All right, let's turn that off since it was what I did months ago before I even knew how to do this. I don't even think I had this sophisticated set up. Turn all that off. This one is a little better. Everything's turned on. So the plane, he's using the section of the, if you go over here, tab A, is this selectable? Tab A. Yeah, so now we've selected the whole thing. He's down here, A. He's on that texture. And then it's got this, which is the scatter surface. So there's a few of those grass clumps in there. All right, so let's keep them rendering, but let's make it so he's non-selectable. Select none. All right, he should not be selectable now. All right, good. All right, so we're not in layout. Okay, and then here, so you can see there's like a little bit of grass clumps. you can also see it's this angle and this angle is sloped so that these guys are the right height. It's just kissing up to them. Turn off the X-ray. It's just kissing up to the bottoms of them. Okay, then this is somewhat interesting. So I'm going to put a motorcycle in here that's 450 plus pounds by itself, and it's probably going to be in this corner. However, there's more beams here. I can't really get these. I've got a bracket here, so I can't go on the bracket. So I kind of got to skew them off, and these brackets are not exactly aligned correctly. The bracket from distance from here to here is the same as from here to here, but this is a little skewed, and I'll kind of figure that out more when I, based upon the measurements versus what's implemented, we'll see. But this is my big concern. So these are 12-inch joist, and then this will be like about 9-inch. All right, as far as drawing these measurements, here's just a note to me, really. If you go in, you make sure you're in Z mode, and we'll go to this inner dimension. And now it's like it goes in any angle. If you type, you can't type, but if you hit X, now it's limited to the X. And maybe I can pick it up. Still go back to the X, slide it over. See, like there he's not active, but now he's active, and you can move it. Hit the X, it'll go back. And then, this is the only way I know how to do it. Move it about, hit X, and then I'm kind of eyeballing it. That says 141. This one going center to center is 72. So 72, did I go to I went to the inside edge, so it's the same place. 72, 72, 142. 144. Let's see off. Yeah, this one. We're off 2 inches. I don't understand. Oh no, I went in an inch, and so I'm not exactly in the middle. So I didn't go from the center. I went in the middle of the 2x4. In actuality, it looks like I went to the edge. Yeah, so I went to this dimension. Okay, so that's the length of the beam. All right, so let's do this guy. Hit Z, do the same thing. Grab him, constrain him to X, like so. Constrain him to X, like so. A little more. X. That's 144. Close enough. On these brackets, this is 3.5 from here to here. This is 1.5. 1.5 is 3. And then you would think this would be 1/2 inch, but really it's 1/4 inch. It gives me 1/8 of an inch of slop on either side. And it's just a spacer, so when the screws go through, it's not spaced on that. Anyway, so that's that. Like I said, I'm more worried about if I place that motorcycle in this. If there's a door, I can put a door on this side, or I can put a door on this side. You put a door on this side, you can pull it in and turn it, and then back it up and kind of rock it into position here. And it would be tucked out of the corner. Or you could have a door on this side, pull it in, and move it over to this corner. I haven't figured that out yet, but I don't want this floor to sag. So so I'm still trying to figure that out. So, and I'll render the image. So we'll change this to cycles. There's no way we can do this here. It's going to take 20 minutes. That's what it's saying. I don't know if it'll really take 20 minutes.